I'm gonna tell you a story, but the first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the call. Alright, so I came up with this thing for doing magic turns, like Magic the Gathering. Like I did the whole thing with 5 colors of mana, like Pashka Botika mana, and Dividasa for white and Aditi Suna for red and that sort of thing. So along those lines, I have a progression of turn order. It starts with Zunia the Fool, Smariate Petroliviciate Zaptam Karoti, which is basically record, notate, and, it's for a note to, not cheat. Not try to stack your deck by, trick shuffling, that sort of thing. 1. Turn begins. Raise the standard, Vaji Karoti. Kridati. So, you raise your standard because it's your turn. You raise your flag, you start to play. On top, Navi Karoti, which is refresh. Upkeep, Abhinandadati, Azreate, Samneati, Manakaroti. Hail, pay respect to, pay off, do mana. Draw a card, Agrasati, draw from. Main phase, Umisati, Samathiati, Vikridati, Abanam Karoti, Nizkanoti, Kridate Tajite. Kridate, if it's a land card, Abanam Karoti. If it's a land card, Samarthiate. Tajite, Manavavati, Pavali Bhavati, Suksni Karoti, Buspi Karoti, Akarsati, Sarjati, Abanam Karoti, Prasyati, Paribravati, Praviti, Abhinandati, Adriati, Samnayati. Alright, so that's in the main phase. Unisati, open. Vikradati, play a trump. That's basically all you're doing in this. To play a card. Avram Karoti, invoke. Land card for Kridate to just play. Samarthayate, to establish land. That's specifically if you drop a land card. Tajate, or activate to tap. Manabhavati, become mana. This is for the land cards, obviously. Or any other mana source, honestly. Pavali Bhavati, become a pool. Suksmi Karoti, refine. Buspi Karoti, sublimate. Arkasati, draw from. Sarjati, cast. Abadam Karoti. Invoke. Prasyati, summon. Paribravati. I believe that's enchant. And now I've forgotten what the last few were. Alright, I'm going to move on. So we got through the first 7. So, untap, Navi Karoti. Turn begins, raise the standard. Basically corresponds to Uga, which is great. Untap, Navi Karoti is, corresponds to, Reckoning. Because, that's all of your, land becoming, aware of itself being able to be used for mana again. Upkeep. This is when you pay off your Sam beads. Abhinadate, Hail, Adriate, Samneati, Manikaroti. This is all literally you following through with the contracts you made by your previous summonings. Draw a card. Akarasati, Truth. Because moment of truth for you when you're playing Magic is when you draw your next card. Sometimes you can have a hint, but sometimes you don't. So that's a moment of truth for you. Main phase. In general, is Zukita. It's honesty because there is a degree of a beautiful lie in every time you're playing a card because your opponent, generally speaking, doesn't know what else you have in your hand. And then Kridate, Hospitality. This is about you doing stuff on your home turf. So, that's why it's Hospitality. And then you get to 7, which is Hostility, when you have your attack phase. So, Varaka. Prahiti Sapta, or 7th phase. Smariati paternevisiati zapatam karoti credati vio karoti dvaji karoti sajkanoti klepiati harati vayopati. So that's record, notate, swear an oath. It's basically trying to make it more like a duel. In terms of like, let's duel. Credati, or play. Vayuhi karoti. That's really important, but I forget what it is off the top of my head. Dvaji karoti, raise the standard. Oh, Viyuhi karoti is drop a battle array. Sajkanoti is mobilize. Klepyati is frame, Harate is fascinate, and Vayapati is transfix. So that's basically to like put everything in place and just like fascinate and transfix it in spot. Capiate, Sajkita. Declare banding. Capiati dvaji karoti petronavisiati. Baya vayuatha karoti milati harati tejate. Azadayati. Alright, so, and then Nizkanoti Kuhamatie, Rakta Mushkati Smarite, Zantayati, Asm Karoti, Navi Karoti, Sagayati, Puspiati, Zamiati. Alright, so the way that works is declare your attack. Dvaji Karoti, raise the standard. Patanevisiati, notate. Baya Vayuatha Karoti, do a fear array. So, like any of your creatures that have fear, it's up. Milati Harate, Tejate. I forget what Milate is. Harate is fascinate. Tejate is activate to tap them. Azadeyati is to attack. Kohyamate is trigger to see by jugglery. That's for things with first strike. Raktamushkati is bleed. That's for actually doing damage. Smarite is for remembering inherent abilities that are on the card that just automatically work. Zantayati is, and Azam Karoti, I believe, are anything that happen with activated abilities on the cards that, generally speaking, just require mana. Navi Karoti is anything that is inherent to the creature and their toughness for damage mitigation. Sagayati is basically doing all the math to figure out, how this all puts together. Puspiati is getting the final product, and Zamiati is when anything regenerates and it heals up. So even if it dies, it heals up. Next there is Raksa for defense, which is technically like the time that your opponent acts inside of your phase. Raksa Smariati Patranaviaseti Dvaji Karoti, Viu Karoti, Didesti, Sajkiti, Didesti, Raksati, Nizkanoti. That's pretty simple. It's record, make a note, raise a standard, drop their own battle array. Because, they have time to figure out how to defend against you. They do. Didesti, assign. Didesti Sajkiti is assign banding. And then Didesti Raksati is assign and defend. So you assign your blockers, and then they defend. And then you resolve. Then for 9, Vasra, Netratam Yati, Smaryati Petra Nevisiati, Sarjati Niskanoti. So what that is while 6 and 7, while 7 and 8 are going on, both of the wizards, and if it's like a 3+ game, anyone on the sides have the option at this point to cast spells. They can do it during the attack, they can do it during the defense, and they can do it basically like all through that period. That's sort of why it's Vasra, because it's literally actually a crossroads of that entire time. So it's Netatram Yati, become an eye, Smariati, record, Petra Nevisiati, take note of. Because that's literally something that is a constant thing that any general and any magic duelist in the middle of the game should be doing. They should be constantly doing record, notate, more or less become an eye. And then so that there's Sarjati and Nizkanoti. And basically because casting can involve any number of things. It can involve like the timing of it could mean it's an interrupt, it could be dispel, it could be damn near anything. So that's why I just did Sarjati to cast in his Canodian Resolve. Then there's 10 Bandu, which is when the main phase resumes after the attack action. Any other actions that you could normally do during the main phase, you would do during your 10 Bandu. And then there's 11, which is strictly speaking optional. Sandeha Vatra Saksibara Sonathanaka. And that's when and if there's a need for a referee to step in to make a ruling, that's when they would do it. Because generally speaking, two people are playing, even if there's like auntie cards on the line, they're not gonna like flip the table over and say this is BS. But in the occasion they do, it's good to have a referee around and be like, no, this is the rule. This is my Saksibara, this is my burden of proof, it's in the rule book, so shut up. And that's a good doubt of like an instance of Sandeha versus Vatra Saksibara, just in general, is like RTFM. Read the freaking manual, yo. And this is Oracle, I'm gonna sing myself out. See you later, folks out there in the weave all throughout. I got to go to my day job and make that bread. Dream safely out there in the weave throughout there. Hey.